Good morning, creators. It's Melissa from Melissa's Creations, and today is Wednesday, one day before Thanksgiving. So I wanted to come on and share a card with you really quickly before I get on with getting preparations done for my holiday feast. So we are using the Christmas Pines stamp set along with the Pretty Pines Thinlits Dies, and it's just a really fun, masculine, quick card that you can whip together if you need a few masculine Christmas cards this year. So let's get started. I'm using Always Artichoke today, and I do have a sponge dauber that I'm going to use around the edges of my sentiment. I am using a standard card base of Very Vanilla. This is just a piece of cardstock that is cut in half at 5.5, and it's 8.5 wide. I've scored it in the middle at 4.25. I have a piece of our designer series paper here from the Wood Textures stack. Very gorgeous stuff. This piece here measures 1.5 by 5.5. That's just going to go onto the front of our card base. I also have a piece of Always Artichoke cardstock. This measures 2.5 by 3.5. I have a piece of Very Vanilla cardstock that measures 2 inches by 3 inches that will layer on top. And then I have a piece of Very Vanilla scrap cardstock. This measures 1 inch by 1 3/4 inches. And then I've already cut out our pine cones. This piece here is crumb cake, and this piece is early espresso. And I've just used some of the pine cones dies from the Pretty Pines Thinlits Dies. But I'm taking these two stamps and I'm going to stamp them onto my larger piece of Very Vanilla. So we're going to start with the solid piece, and I'm going to bring my foam mat into play here. I'm going to do the stamp off method so that I can get a lighter image with the solid. So we're going to ink that up. I'm going to stamp it off, and then I'm going to stamp it down onto my cardstock. And then we get a lighter image there, which is what we're going for. And then I'm going to use the detail, which this one is mostly just the pine needles, whereas this piece here is pretty much the entire branch. So I'm just going to ink up, and I'm going to stamp these in full ink to get that two-step stamp effect. So line those up best you can. And there, isn't that gorgeous? I love that effect. It is so pretty. So on this card here, I use the stamp Season of Joy. Now, it doesn't look like this. The stamp actually is straight across, similar to this one. This says, "'Tis the Season." We're gonna do the same thing and kind of stack this stamp. So to do that, I'm just going to ink up a part of the stamp, and that's the "'Tis the." So we're going to ink that up first. Make sure that your stamp is really clean and it doesn't leave behind a residue when you stamp it. Otherwise, you won't get a nice, clean, and crisp image. So there is my "'Tis the." Now I need to clean this off really well to make sure that I don't have any residue left over on the "'Tis the" part so that I can stamp the season. And after you clean it, you just want to stamp it down and check it. Make sure that it's good. Okay, so now I'm going to ink up Season. And we're just going to stamp that right underneath. There we go, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to take my sponge dauber and I'm just going to sponge the edges just a little bit to define it, because when you're putting a similar color on a similar color, such as I'm doing on my card, I think that when you sponge it, it gives a little bit more dimension to that piece. and that way you don't have to use another piece of cardstock behind it. And just for giggles, I'm going to sponge this piece as well. I did not sponge this piece on my original card, but I just wanted to see what it looks like. And hey, why not? Let's sponge this one too. Right, we are ready to assemble all of the pieces for our card. So I'm going to use my fast fuse to get this onto my Always Artichoke cardstock. Use my bone folder to get my crease on my card. Some fast fuse on the back of our DSP. And we'll put that over here to the side. All right, there are our 2 cards from the Christmas Pines stamp set along with the Pretty Pines Thinlits Dies. Let me know which card you like best. Do you like the more plain card, or do you like the more sponged card? Because I sponged on this one here. I sponged this very vanilla piece as well as my Always Artichoke piece on the side here. And this one I only sponged my sentiment. So let me know in the comments which one you like better. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video today. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button so you can be notified of my future videos. And don't forget to leave me a comment and let me know which one you like best. You can visit me online at melissascreations.com or on Facebook at facebook.com/mcreations. Thank you so much for visiting today. I hope you enjoyed. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. Bye, everybody.